Mr. Rush was the fastest thing on two legs. He used to rush hither and thither and thither and hither and back again all the time. And of course, he was always in such a rush that he never ever finished anything properly. One morning, he woke up with a jump. He'd hardly had time to think or sleep because he'd been rushing about for so long the day before. "Oh, sir," he cried, leaping out of bed. "I'm late." And he rushed into his bathroom and washed, not very well, as he was in such a rush, and cleaned one tooth. He rushed both stairs 3 at a time. Mr. Rush had a boiled egg and toast and a cup of tea for breakfast. He boiled the egg for 5 seconds and it tasted awful. He toasted the bread for 1 second and swooped it wasn't brown at all. And as he couldn't bear to wait for the kettle to boil, he had his tea with cold water. Ugh, what a horrible breakfast. And of course, he was in such a rush he hooted at half of it. Rush, rush, rush. Silly fool. After half of breakfast, he rushed off again, out of his door, leaving it open, down his garden path, out of his garden gate, leaving it open too, and off down the lane. He passed Mr. Happy. "Hello," called Mr. Happy. "Good morning, Mr. Rush. Where are you off to?" "Oh, stop," cried Mr. Rush. "I'm in too much of a hurry." "I can see that," thought Mr. Happy to himself, as he watched Mr. Rush disappear into the distance. "I wonder where he's cooling." Where Mr. Rush is cooling was nowhere, fast as usual. Mr. Rush rushed around all morning, and then rushed home and had a quick bite to eat, a sandwich with round bread, and then rushed off again, and rushed around all afternoon. "Oh, blimey, Pete." That evening he was reading a magazine. he never had time to eat a book. When he saw an advertisement for holiday, "Oh," he said, "I'd like that. Have another holiday for ages." But then his face fell. I can't go on holiday, he thought, because I don't have any money. And then he thought again, and his face rose. He thought, "I'll get a job." And so the following morning, he rushed off and got a job with a farmer milking cows. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because if there's one thing a cow can't stand, it's being rushed, especially when it's being milked. So Mr. Rush rushed off and got himself another job driving a bus. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because he was always in such a rush he never stopped at any of the bus stops. And if there's one thing people waiting at the bus stop don't like, it's when the bus doesn't stop for them. So Mr. Rush rushed off and got himself another job as a waiter in a hotel. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because whosoever had he served people a meal and he'd taken one bite, then he whisked the plate away from under their noses. And if there's one thing people can't stand, it's having food whisked away from them. Poor Mr. Rush, who job, who money, he said to himself, "I'm never going to be able to go on holiday." He was very glum and gloomy. But then an idea struck him, an idea for a job for someone who rushes around all the time, an ideal job for someone who was the fastest thing on two legs. Do you know what that job was? Would you like to know what that job was? Postman delivering express letters. Mr. Rush was so good at it. He delivered twice as many letters in half the time any postman had ever done it before, so he saved enough money for that holiday of his. And there was Mr. Rush sitting on a beach in the hot sunshine under a palm tree on holiday. "Oh, this is the life," he grinned, and rushed off to swim. His 15th that day, and then it was breakfast time.